All right, guys, today we have two 24-hour MREs. One from France, includes things like pistachio stuffed sausages, and one from Poland sent by a subscriber. Rafael, thank you so much for that. We're going to compare Polish versus French MREs. All right, guys, it started to rain. We had to move inside. We're going to do breakfast this morning. This is interesting. We have the French side here. They definitely had a breakfast item, muesli. Or muesli, I think is how you say it. We'll make that. They have pate. It is pork liver with mushrooms.
For breakfast.
For breakfast. And then we have some coffee and a cereal bar that has apricots in it.
Wow.
On the Polish side, we didn't have any like set breakfast things. So I picked freeze-dried fruit, which this is kind of interesting. It's a combination of pineapples, strawberries, bananas, cherries, and apples, and it's all 20% apiece. So it's equal amounts of all those dried fruits.
Huh.
We have some gum. They gave me a whole bunch of gum. I'll get into the bigger pack at lunch. There's my other fruit for to equal the candy bar, I guess, or the cereal bar. And then we have regular old pork pate here. No, just spices and breadcrumbs, but no mushrooms. And we'll have our Polish coffee as well. So, let's pray first. Thank you, Lord God, for this time to eat and this good food I get to eat. I just ask that you would bless it to my body, and thank you for our day together. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
First off, this is interesting. I got 4 cups in the Polish MRE.
Huh.
And 3 sets of plasticware. That was interesting. We'll go over some of the differences. No plasticware or silverware or anything in the French. I'm guessing they have that issued to them at some point. And as well as cups. There were no cups or any way to mix any of the coffees or anything. So they must have that, just a general issue. So let's get some water heated up and get the coffee going. So we've got our Polish coffee going in first.
Instant coffee.
Instant coffee always, yes indeed. Well, that's a very fine blend. You know, the U.S., like the Bill's Brewing is very granular. And then on this side, we have the French, and it's the same thing. Well, no, not quite. It has some powder, but some larger granules as well. We're going to use our Polish spoon on both. Let's see here.
I like the smell of them.
Man, it does smell good, doesn't it? Don't want to mix the flavors at all. There we go. Okay, so our French coffee is in our USS Iwo Jima cup. Served some time on the Iwo Jima in Beirut. Smells wonderful. That's interesting. It's I would say medium light roast, very smooth. Pleasant and nice. Let's try the Polish coffee. I better stir that up just a little better. Interesting, it was finer ground, but it didn't mix as easily. This is, I would say, a lighter roast still. Both coffees very enjoyable, pleasant. I prefer the Polish coffee, actually. It's a little less bitter than the French. Sugar would tone either of them down, but I don't do sugar in my coffee. So set those aside. Now we're going to open our pork pate here in a minute. But let's get the muesli ready to go. We're supposed to add 100 milliliters of water. And I did something this time I rarely do. Let's see here. I measured out 100 milliliters of water.
Oh.
So we're going to put that in there.
I thought you eyeballed it pretty good though.
Well, I have in the past, but I thought I want to make sure we're doing a good comparison here. And we'll just mix those oats and chocolate up together. It's got chocolate chips and milk product as well as the oats. And you're supposed to let it set a while. In the past, I've added hot water because I've always had my oatmeal or whatever kind of that type of cereal. I've always eaten it warm. And boy, I had comment section light up. You're supposed to eat that stuff cold. So I'm gonna try it that way this time. And then we'll get our fruit going. Now this is interesting because it just says add a small amount of water. Nothing scientific to that, so.
I like those instructions.
Yeah, we'll take a look here though. Let's see what it looks like before we add the water. Oh, that's distinct. That is very interesting. Okay, so we have our cherries, strawberries, pineapple, banana, and apple. Very easy to distinguish. Unlike the American dried fruit from the 80s in the MREs where it was just a flattened mash and you couldn't tell what it was. So we're going to add a small amount of water and we're going to leave it in the pouch for now. The good thing about this is even if you add a little too much, which I'm going to go a little more than that. There we go. It's still going to make a good fruit juice, I would think. So we'll seal that off good. Let that water do its magic. Set it off to the side. Let's take a look at our cereal bar. This is the French cereal bar that has apricot flavoring. Smells like cereal. It doesn't really smell like apricot, which is interesting to me. Let's take a look here. We'll break off a little chunk here. There we go. See if that opened it. Oh yeah, I can smell the fruit now. Probably going to want some coffee with this. That is, excuse me,
Can't handle your apricots.
I guess. I was going to say,
I actually kind of want to try it because it looks so good.
it is delightful. It really is.
Yeah.
I just got to go down. You got to try it. Yeah, give it just that little whirl.
Yep.
Yeah, just take a bite.
Looks and smells really good.
It is quite good, and it pairs very well with coffee. Man, you take a big old bite off that.
Yeah.
You taste like a little banana or something in there?
You know, I eat apricots so rarely that I kind of forget what they taste like.
You know, that's me too. So yeah, I should hold back on that.
I think,
Set my
I mean, it's a
cover.
unique flavor. That's a really good bar, though. Like, it makes sense that the French would come up with such a delicious little snack like that.
That is very, very good. And
It's kind of light and delicate.
Yes, it's got to be good for you, right? All right, well, let's try a little vitamin C candy on the Polish side here. I'm guessing that's orange. Looks like it. There's a hard candy on the inside. You can feel it, but there's maybe a millimeter or 2 millimeters thick of a sticky, almost honey kind of a substance. It's good, but I can't tell any particular fruit. Let me crack through it. It's like a caramel, really. It's kind of strange. Oh, there's orange. There must be something on the inside because I just chewed through to the inside. Definitely have the orange there. I like that. Cleanse the palate with a little Polish coffee. That'll open up.
I'm going to try a bit of Polish coffee here.
What do you think?
Wow, that Polish coffee is really good. That's
It is. So we have the French pâté, which includes mushrooms. And there are all kinds of mushrooms. They listed it out. I won't get into all that, but that is very cool looking. Well, we'll have to grab the fork. Man, this Polish MRE, we've got a fork, another spoon, and a knife, along with our napkin. That's very cool, very nice. But right now, all we need is the fork. So let's reach up into there and slide that pig out of there. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see there's some of the discoloration. That's got to be the mushrooms, right? Surely it's the mushrooms. And then we'll open up our Polish pork, and that is way more ground, pulsified, if you will. More like a pate that I'm kind of familiar with, I would say. We will use this to get it out on the tray. Oh yeah, it's just kind of a creamy. You know, we're going to have some crackers with that. All right, so we got our rye crackers here. They're called rye, light rye. Kind of a, and the word crust was in it as well. It had been mashed together like a cracker and then baked. Oh yeah, very crispy. Wow. Check it out. There you go. Set that right there. Check on our fruit. Sealed up good. Oh my. Check this out, guys. Here we go. Looks just like fresh fruit. Smells really good, I have to say. There we go. We'll stir that up good. Make sure everything's underwater. Oh yeah, it hasn't quite, some of them haven't quite soaked in enough water. So we'll let those sit for a little while longer. Check out our muesli. Let's pour that out. Here we go. I'm thinking that's how it's supposed to look. We put the right amount of water in there. Now I'm going to have, this is going to be difficult for me to probably judge this fairly, really, because the idea of chocolate at breakfast time really does not appeal to me. But we'll give it a whirl here. You can see the chocolate chips in there. Chocolate chunks, whatever they're calling them. It's supposed to have some milk powder. The oats absorb the water good. That is better cold than warm, I think. And the chocolate, I was thinking it was going to be like Cocoa Puffs or something on the American side, you know, like, but it's actually a very light tasting chocolate. It's not bad. I do think it needs a little sugar. Let me grab some sugar from the MRE. We did get it with the French one. Hold on. So we have our little packet. We'll get into that at lunchtime, but just need the sugar for now. Tap a little sugar out there. Just have it on that bite. Yeah, that's what it needed. Needed some sugar. It's interesting because it has some kind of like rice in it. Crunched rice, crispy rice, puffed rice. You can taste that or feel that. Let's move on to the old pate. We'll do the paste first because I'm dying to see what the wild mushrooms or the mushrooms in the French one taste like. But let's do the Polish one first. A little bit of a cracker ready, but first we'll try the pate. This is just liver, spices, and a few breadcrumbs. Smells good if you like liver pate. Definitely taste the organy taste. The French one is just pork. It doesn't say it's liver. It just says pork. So it'll be interesting to see this here on the Polish side. Organ taste. I'm used to that. I enjoy it actually. With the rye bread. The rye bread is very light and airy. Think of, I've had some rice cakes occasionally. They're real, like, mostly air. That's what these are like. They're mostly air. I really should cleanse the palate and try one of those rye cakes on its own. But the pork pate, the pork liver is really good. When you have rye bread, you can really taste rye bread. I can't taste rye in this really. It just tastes like a wafer cracker, not anything special. It needs something on it for sure. Cleanse the old palate again and get ready to have some French pork and mushrooms for breakfast. You can definitely see it's not ground up, pulsified, you know, it's chunky. Smells good. Yeah, no organ taste at all. No organy, nothing like that. Definitely tastes of pork. And That mushroom adds a real interesting flavor to it, unlike any pork dish I think I've ever had in an MRE. Wild mushrooms with pork. Pretty doggone good. Let's see what our fruit's doing here and see if that's ready to go. So let's try a little apple bit first. That's kind of fun because we can get the specific fruits. That's real close to being like an apple because it absorbs a lot of the water, but there's just a little bit of a firmness to the texture. It might still have a little too much pork and liver and stuff rolling around in the mouth.
I was going to say,
yeah, we'll clean
liver
that.
with a fruit chaser is going to be...
That kind of cleaned off the surface of my teeth good. Let's try that one more time here. Just doing the apple. Yeah, apple isn't a real strong flavored fruit anyway. The texture's there. It's okay. Nothing to write home about. But individually, I can't taste the apple. I'll just taste fruity. Let's see if we can find a banana. I think that's a banana piece right here. That is either a pineapple or a banana. I think that's a banana as well. Let's see if there's any difference. Yeah, I can taste the banana in that one. That's interesting. It still, there was just a little bit that hadn't absorbed the water, but when I crunched into that, it was like a burst of banana flavor, definitely. Now we'll try our pineapple here. That's good. That pineapple, I'm sure that's sweetened. That's a good pineapple. And now the strawberries. That's weird. So it's fairly soft, no crunchy, but it's real spongy. I don't know what I expected. You can taste it okay, but it's not powerful like the pineapple and the banana were. Let's move on to the cherries here. I don't think I've ever seen the dark cherries like this. Hopefully they're pitted. Oh, now that is like cherries for cherry pie. The skin on them was still intact. When I crunched through, everything just collapsed and the flavor burst out. Dried cherries like this, reconstituted, are quite good. They're very flavorful. You can definitely get that taste out of that bite like that. It really pops through well. Well, I have to say, because I don't eat breakfast, this is a little unusual. I actually prefer the pork and mushrooms over the liver pork. But the fruit I enjoy more than the muesli. The coffee, I enjoyed the Polish one a little more. But they had the cereal bar. So at this point, it's a tie. Let's move on to lunch. It rained all day yesterday. We're back outside, but it is the next day. It was a pretty tough day to film yesterday. So here we are for lunch. I'm hungry. This will make everything taste better, I hope. We've got your Polish on my left, your right. We have the French on my right, your left. We're also going to use the outdoor heaters. They both come with outdoor heaters. Let's open those up to start off with. Let's do the French first here. Let's see what we have. Okay, those are going to be the heat tabs. We've seen those before. I read the package. That's water purification tablets. This is going to be, I believe, to take the actual can in and out. We got to bend that proper. What's this? Trash bag, perhaps? Sure, I'm thinking it's a trash bag. Heck yeah, look at that. It's just a trash bag, so that's kind of nice, I guess, especially if you're out in the field. We've got our stove, more heat tabs, and yes, now this is fun. Check this out. We have our matches, and there are toothpicks in there. Check that out. Individually wrapped toothpicks. You got 5 of them. But you got the Arch of Triumph and the Eiffel Tower, both iconic landmarks in Paris. The matches we'll check here in just a minute, and I'm sure they'll work. So let's take a look at our box. This piece here, gotta go here, there and there. Okay, and then that is going to hook onto the can thusly. So there we go. So I don't have to grab the can when it gets hot. Okay. Then the stove itself, it shows we're bringing everything up. And the heat tab gets dropped down in there. And we'll use our matches to light that baby up. Put it on our heat plate. Let's take a look at the Polish oven. Okay, we have first of all a clear plastic trash bag. Oh, look at this is interesting. What do we have here?
Never seen that before.
Yeah. What do we have? Let's take a look here. Oh, we got sparkler matches.
Waterproof.
I'm thinking this is our deal to hook the can out. So we have waterproof matches, 3 of those bad boys. We've got, I think, more matches here. Yeah, look at that. More matches right there with the strike plate on the side there. And Aid-Paul fire tabs. Solid fuel tablets. Yeah, you want to use these kinds of things when it's where it's really you're outdoors. You don't want to use these in a tent or inside the house. Look like lozenges when I was a kid. These are kind of fun. All these little boxes and such. And then we have our stove, which looks like pretty much the same thing. 1, 2.
It's like they copied each other
3,
in some ways.
Yeah, really. 4. There we go. That on that side. There we go. Now, it also came with this. I thought this was interesting. I'm thinking this is toilet paper because, and this is again with the Polish MRE. Let's see here. Sometimes there are things inside of it, but not in this case. So yeah, this is going to be your toilet paper. So that's good to know because this came with toilet paper, this being the Polish MRE, and with silverware. It had 3 sets of silverware, a big thing of toilet paper, whereas the French had no toilet paper, no silverware. They must issue that to you, you know, in garrison or when you leave in the morning or whatever, because there was no, there were none of those accoutrements with the French one. So I'm not going to drink any hot drinks out here. It's already really warm. But we do have 2 types of crackers we're going to be trying. We've got the rye crackers that we had left over from breakfast. And then we'll also have some Panzer waffles, tank treads. There are all kinds of names, funny names for them out there. They're pretty darn hard. There we go. You can see flecks of rye or some kind of seed in them. And they're pretty tough. Let's say a quick prayer here. Lord, I do appreciate our day. Thank you so much for this food we get to eat. I ask that you bless it to our bodies. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
So, let's try some cracker first. We know what the rye tastes like. They taste like rye rice cakes. As far as the texture is like a rice cake, and there's no taste to them. The texture's weird. You just have to put the right stuff on them. But, oh man. Oh. They're tough. I wouldn't call it a sweet taste, but it's not purely salty. Interesting mix, but boy, those things, they're hard. I can taste that grain in them though. That gives them just a good little aftertaste. So there's just the tiniest bit of sweetness, but then that rye, I think it is rye, just comes through. That's actually quite good. It really is. I think you better have some tea ready with tea with lemon, and the first ingredient listed on the package is sugar. So I'm thinking we're going to have plenty of sweet tea here. We're going to add it to color. That means when it looks right, we're going to stop adding water. That looks right, because I can always add more water. It's kind of like
fish feed.
Yeah, fish food. There you go. Or like grape nuts. All right, just get it started, let it mix up, and put our cutlery away well. And let's see here, let's get on the French side, we have our isotonic drink, and this actually has caffeine in it as well. Get that in the glass, see what it looks like. go. Same thing here. We'll add to color. There we go. We'll let that sit a bit. There are more substantial sides with the French MRE as opposed to the Polish MRE. The Polish MRE had a lot of little candies and fruity things like that, gum. They had one like a fruit bar, I think is what that's going to be, a cereal fruit bar. So, you know, we need to, we'll get to that here in a minute. Let's open up our French crackers. Biscuits, as they are called on the packaging. Wow, there are a lot of them in there.
Wow.
So let's open that up. Stay together very well. They're actually sweet. They have a little sweetness to them. No, they're good. That's I could use some jam on them, but I don't think I have jam. Well, like a graham cracker, but more substantial. Most graham crackers are pretty airy. Yeah, give that a try. That's going to be interesting. Let's see if they're all the same. We have biscuits that are salted, biscuits with chocolate chips, and biscuits with cereals. Yeah, that's got cereal. This is salted, salted, salted. Here,
They give you a lot of crackers.
obviously chocolate chip crackers, and another cereal. So, all right, we did get that right. So the cereal ones are sweet, they're tasty, they're decent. Now, let's move on to the salty ones. This is going to be more of a savory type of thing, so we can have them with our main dish. You'll like this main French dish, I think. And try that. You can taste, I mean, right away you taste the salt. Interesting. Yeah. Same texture, but salty. That's crazy. And I think we're going to save the chocolate chip for supper. We're going to go ahead and get this party started with the heat tabs. This is actually pork in sauce with horseradish. I'm thinking I better open that up because I don't want to. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Smells good. Smells real good. So we'll put that down. It is kind of nice because it has the, if I don't eat it all, it has the resealable lid. This is a little fancier. This is pork risotto with mushrooms. Ooh. That sounded good.
Wow.
It's got quite a glaze. Look at those mushrooms. That's going to be fun. So I think risotto is some kind of starch. I don't know what it's going to be exactly, but set that there. Let's get the old matches out from France. Fire up the heat tab. This side. There we go. I think that's got that one started. And then get our Polska matches. Nope.
You should get those big matches.
Oh, there you go, the sparklers.
Yes.
Let's see what they look like.
I got it started, I think. Or maybe.
It's probably for when it's damp, and let me tell you, it is damp out here. There we go.
Yeah.
Let the party begin. Oh, we've got our Polish cereal bar. Interesting. It's got a, I think that's like a starch thing so you don't get sticky when you hold on to it. You don't have to peel that off, I don't think. I think we just bite it. And then we have the French. Oh, this looks like, what's that called? Turkish Delight. There we go. And a cereal bar. France had a lot of fun stuff up for sides, for sure.
I did.
Let's see here. We'll go over here first with Poland. Smells interesting. Oh, that's good. Sunflower seeds, raisins. It's like the inside of a fig Newton, but it's a lot fruitier. It's really quite good. There were raspberries in this. That's really quite good. I can honestly use a hot drink with that if it weren't so hot already. So that met with approval. Not overly sweet. Here's our cereal bar. This has coffee in it. That's an interesting taste. You might enjoy that.
Good.
It also has caffeine in it. So that's interesting. Yep.
Not my favorite, but
Right. Gonna cleanse
not as
the
good
old-
as the apricot one.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Cleanse the old palate here. Now let's try our Turkish delight here.
There's something that seems so French about this MRE. Putting all these like delicate bars in it. They don't just put pate, they have pate with mushrooms. Like everything's next
Oh
level.
my. That is really delicious. You wouldn't care for that. That's really good. That is like grape. Oh, I've never had anything like that. That just keeps coming at you. That is really some good stuff.
That is really good.
Isn't that the truth? Bam. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, right now, the French are ahead on this one right now with the different types of crackers and those desserts. Those are the sides, I guess you'd call them. Interesting though, on both of these, really no vegetables except for the French do have the mushrooms in theirs. But let's take a look at our drinks here. So again, the French energy drink. It says strawberry, and when you turn my attention to strawberry, I guess I can say, yeah, I guess I see it, but not like kaboom. Let's take a look at our tea with lemon. Main ingredient is sugar from Poland. Yeah, that's just a good iced tea. Drink it cold. That's good. I like this better than that. That's just too fruity, too flowery, whatever. This is a good solid, just a good tea, a little caffeine in it. I like that as well. But honestly, I think our mains have been on there long enough. They're really bubbling up good. Bubbling up nicely. Let's see, that's not too hot. Ooh, that's hot in the back. Come over. Fire in the hole. Here we go. All right, so we'll set that down a second. Sorry. And then this is supposed to be just nice and easy to pick this up. Let's see how that works. I'm going to set it down first because it is so hot. That fire coming out of the exhaust ports there. There we go. And that is just barely hooked on. Don't want to go too high with it. There we go. Still pretty warm. In fact, I think I'm just going to pick that rascal up and pour it out and see what we've got. Oh, okay, it's in pieces and chunks. I thought it might be one big solid mass. So that'll come out pretty
It's like
nicely.
it's like cooked on the bottom. It has a crisp.
I wonder why. There we go. Oh man, that's like a pork pot roast. Yeah, we got it cooked on the bottom good. You can see in there. Yeah. Woo. We're getting close to overflowing here. And then we'll get our French pork with mushrooms risotto. Whoa, that's really hot. Let's see, what's that going to be? Okay, so the fat on the top started to melt. It didn't get totally melted off, I don't think. That looks good too, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Both these dishes look like they're going to be dandy tasting. All right, get the rest of that out. Again, it has a nice little crisp on the bottom because we cooked it plenty long enough. First of all, it looks delicious. Both of them do. But that one there. Now, what is that on the top there? That's, I think that's more fat. I should have maybe cooked that off a little longer on the top. You know what we'll do? Watch this. We'll just take that. We still have a little flame left over there. We'll just heat that top part up, see what happens to it. Well, let's head over to the Polish side first here. Good looking gravy, good looking pork. Yeah, here we go. We have salt and pepper. Let's see if it needs it first. Good and hot. Ooh, that did the trick. Oh man, that's really tasty. I'll tell you what, that is first class. Of course, when you put it in a can, you can get all that fat and gravy in there. That really makes a nice difference. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and cicada season. Put a little bit of salt in there just to see if that doesn't liven it up just a bit. We get 2 salts with this menu, so we do have one for supper as well. 2 salt and pepper packets. In fact, I'll show you here. It's kind of cool because you've got the salt on one side and the pepper on the other. But we'll get those added in. There we go. Get a little more salt. There we go. And get her all stirred up good. That's popping up nicely over there, isn't it?
Melting the fats down. They gave you plenty of heat tabs for everything.
Yeah, they really did. They really did. That's good gravy. Man, oh man, that's good gravy. Check this out. You know what? That was a mistake. Let that soak up a bit. Wow.
That's what that's for. Those crackers are supposed to soak up the gravy.
Let's try that one. And then we'll try some of this dry. Adds an interesting element because it's crunchy when you first bite into it. That's a pretty good dish. I really enjoy that. I like pork anyway. In fact, I would say pork is probably my favorite meat. The breads or crackers add a really good element to it, but the spices in it added a little bit of salt, made it better, but the spices initially in the gravy and everything are really, really good. Good chunks of real pork there. I mean, you can see that. That is really nice to see that instead of, so many U.S. MREs have the food where they've pulsified it and then they form it into the patty or form it into what they want it to look like to fit into a package. This is nice. I like this. All right, so we've been able to burn that pretty good. Let's get that off the fire. I did add another heat tab to it just to make sure we could get it warm enough. I think we did a good job. There we go, move that over. I'm not sure that was all fat. It might be some of that risotto. I wonder if it was cheese. Because it smells, I'm smelling a little bit of cheese smell. Man, it smells good. Yeah, that might have been like a cheese on top. Y'all can tell me in the comment section. We have several folks from France that critique my French MRE reviews. I appreciate it because I need the help sometimes. All right, we've got mushroom for sure there, some good pork. Let's give this a try. Coming off the Polish one, now we're to the French one. Let's see what we think. That was cheese. Wow. This is crazy. Now, you have a this is French, right? This is just nuts. We have 2 little a salt pack and a pepper pack. But in my opinion, and for my taste buds, I definitely want some salt on it. But let me tell you something, guys. That cheese that's on there, oh my goodness. I'm an American, I don't know a lot about this stuff, and I'm kind of Midwestern too, so I really don't know a lot about this stuff. But those mushrooms, the texture of the mushrooms is fantastic. The texture of the pork is great. The pasta or whatever, rice or whatever that is in there, the grain, oh, that's like, shut the front door. That is really, really good. You don't need anything with it, but try a salty cracker with it. Man, well, at lunch, the Polish MRE, if I was out in the field and got this, it would be like, oh, I'm glad I got the pork one, because that sauce is great, a lot of gravy, everything was good. Came with some salt and pepper. We're able to break those down a little bit, I think. Let's see here if we can. Yeah, well, maybe it'll get soft. Let's just do this. I got a big mouth.
In an hour or two.
Got it moist around the edges, but that's good. When I first tasted that, it was like, yeah. But then I went to the French MRE. And this Maine, I can't say enough good stuff about it. It's just amazing. You want to try a bite?
I just put the Turkish Delight in my mouth.
That's
so.
too bad. I think that is absolutely an amazing dish. After lunch, the French are well ahead at this point. A lot of different sides that are interesting, not a piece of coffee candy and a stick of gum. Now, I do like the gum for cleaning my teeth when I'm all done eating, but that cheese, mushroom, pork combo, incredible. Let's finish it up, wait a little bit, and get after supper. All right, guys, so we had to come onto the porch because it's threatening rain and we didn't want to be in the middle of everything and then have to scurry around. So I emptied the French MRE box, and interesting enough, this box contains 3.7 pounds of items. That includes the tins and the wrappers and the box and everything. I'll tell you what the Polish one weighs here in a minute. But what I did is I took everything that's left over, put it on my tray so we can kind of see. We have, all the crackers, some salted, sweet, and the chocolate chip crackers. We have some candy bars. We've got a nougat, which we've seen this before. That reminds me of candy from when I was a kid. It has fruits kind of melted into it, and they form it into the bars like that and cut it off. That's kind of fun. We have some chocolate here. 70% it says, not sure what that means exactly, 70% cocoa maybe. And then we have apricot jam. Let's see what that's going to look like. Oh yeah, good old apricot jam there. If you like apricots, that's going to be good stuff.
Looks delicious.
Yes, it does. All right. Next thing, we have blue cheese in a can. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Yeah. This is French all the way.
With this stinky cheese. Yes, that's blue cheese right there. We have curry soup. We're going to have that tonight. We have some teas left. I've got some mint tea, mint green tea, regular tea, and coffee. It is so hot out here, I'm not going to try to drink these tonight. We're going to set those aside. I do have some cocoa though, and we're going to go ahead and make the cocoa tonight for sure. There's a big thing of napkins in there, kind of a nice pack. You can take one out and then seal it back up if you want. So that's nice. Put it back in your box or whatever you want to do. And then heat tabs left. I've already put a heat tab in the oven for a little bit later. We have our water purification tablets. We have a thing of sugar, and we might end up needing that with our cocoa. I don't know. Toothpicks, salt and pepper, and our matches. And then finally we have our sausage with pistachio. This is I think it's going to be kind of good looking here. Look at that. Oh, that smells good. I'm hungry too. We'll share the silverware from the Polish MRE. So set that aside and bring over our Polish MRE. And now we'll get everything out because there is a lot of stuff with this meal. Get it all set out there. Now the Polish MRE weighed 4.5 pounds in the bag. So 3.7 versus 4.5, it's pretty good difference, I would say, over 15%. This is just, I thought this was going to be nutritional information. It's not. It's just how many grams all the menu items weigh. So I was unable to compare calories very well because some of the Polish items had, or Polish packets had caloric values on them, but some of them didn't. So I didn't even try to go there to compare calories. We have a pack of crackers, the rye dry crackers left. We've got a lot of candy. Check this out here. We've got gum. We have, I think it's a strawberry candy, some kind of peach or plum candy, and then we have the coffee candies, and then our salt and pepper. So that's going on there. We have some sugar, our silverware, and then we will make an electrolyte lemon drink. No caffeine in this, it's just for hydration. There are 2 of them, so we'll have one left over. And then we have hot chocolate, so we will make a hot chocolate. And then we have, this is the lime green tea, it's mostly sugar. We had that earlier at lunch, we won't do that one. We do have some chocolate, so let's take a look at the old chocolate here. This says 60% cocoa. So that's probably going to be a little darker, than the French. This French was 40, I believe.
It looks
A lot of that. A lot
really
of that
dark.
chocolate. Yes, indeed. These are heat tabs. I've already put one in our oven. We'll put that one back. Those back there. We do have a bar of some kind. It shows like a covered fruit bar, maybe chocolate covered or something. We'll take a look here. Yep, that's what it is. There you go. Smells chocolatey.
a lot of chocolate there.
They like their chocolate, that's for sure, over there in Europe. And they like the dark chocolate typically, but they make it, I think, dark chocolate better than we do here. We got honey. That's kind of interesting. It kind of granulated a little bit. We have...
I don't think I've ever seen honey in an MRE. Is that just raw? Or maybe we have.
You know, maybe, I can't remember. Seems like there was an international one, but certainly not in a U.S. MRE. We got raspberry jam. There we go. And then, here is, let's see, got to remember, pork and chicken lunch meat to be eaten cold, it said. So I'm guessing like Spam kind of a thing. Ooh, that smells good. That smells real good. This had this had our matches and our sparkler matches, and then the thing that'll help us remove the can. So those are nice waterproof containers too. That's nice. And then we have our main, which this is okay. So we have a Polish MRE, and of course, in the Polish MRE, you got to have Mexican chicken. So.
Yes.
Just the way it should go, right? There we have it right there.
It looks like it.
Yes, indeed. Wow, that smells good too.
That does.
Mexican chicken. Nothing like it in a Polish MRE. And then one more, what is this? Oh, there's another tea, and we'll save that for another time. So, all right, before we make our hot chocolate, just the cups came in the MRE too. There were 4 cups to start with. We've got the fresh hand wipes that were in those. We have the toilet paper, which we showed you earlier.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then these are bags that are just, I think they're there for, like if you have something left over and you might want to eat it later, or for trash or whatever. This is another set of bags in this MRE that, just for extra stuff, I guess. So, interesting. We'll use those in the house for sure. But let's get our cocos going here. I think it's a good thing we came inside. I hear some distant thunder.
I feel like it's going to rain any second.
And we have our Iwo Jima and our El Paso, both USS ships. We'll do the Polish hot cocoa first. Well, that looks pretty rich, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, there's no creamer with these. You know, sometimes you get creamer, there's sugar, but there's no creamer with either of these MREs. Okay, then our hot cocoa here. Mama Inez on the French side of things. There we go. Okay, now our spoons. Get that mixed up good on the one side and hit over here. They both seem to dissolve pretty well. It's different from the American hot cocoa. That takes forever to dissolve, but this looks like it's going pretty well actually. Try our French cocoa first. Aromatic. Ooh, that's like a creamy milk chocolate. I might have added just a little too much water, but that's a real mild, that's a good tasting chocolate. Boy, that's good too. This has just a, I wonder why that is. It has just a light citrus taste to it.
That's peculiar.
I haven't used this to make any citrus drinks in. All I do is drink coffee or tea out of it. But that's not bad, but because of that hint of something extra in there, I prefer the French. Now we'll take our hydrotonic drink from Poland. And it looks like I can mix it up in here because it has the reseal. It's resealable. Let's see if sometimes there are marks inside that show you how far up you should fill it. I don't see anything in there. Let's do it in there just for fun. Let's give it a try here, and then we'll pour it out in the glass there. There we go. And seal it up. There you go. Give it a shake, and we'll probably let it settle a little bit and mix up good. Give it a chance to dissolve well. All right, let's get the flame going over here. Start our French fire first, and then we'll get our Polish sparkler going here. Always use these in a well-ventilated area.
It's amazing how much little flame comes off those little tabs.
Yes, yes. All right, so first we have your French sausage with pistachios. Boom. And then we have your classic Polish Mexican chicken. There we go. All right, while those are heating up, let's try some blue cheese from France and some chicken and pork from Poland. Let's see, I think we should try this first, just with without anything else. Blue cheese, not my favorite, but see if they can convert me. That's not like regular blue cheese when you think of the blue cheese in a restaurant. That's got something else in it too. Very, very mild. That's a good blue cheese. I like that. That'll go good with some of those salty crackers. Now we're going to switch over to the Polish chicken and pork to be eaten cold. Yeah, that's like Spam. Basically, Spam, of course, is pork, but you can see the little bit of fat around it. Makes it real tasty. You're going to get cooked off over there.
I can't believe how much this is flaming up. Good grief.
They're both cooking.
That'll heat your food up in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
And they give you a lot of heat tabs, too.
Yeah, definitely. Both of these are quite good. All right, so here's our French cracker, salt cracker. Get some of the blue cheese out. Put that on the end there. That's a good cheese. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's very plain looking.
It's plain looking, but it's very robust. It's mellow. It's not real. Blue cheese to me, it usually has like almost like a vinegary taste or something. This is just real mild, real mellow. Tasty and delicious. All right, we're going to cleanse the old palate. Boiling up nicely.
It is absolutely torching.
We're going to take one of these sweet crackers and try some of the apricot jam from the French MRE. It looks good. Oh yeah. You know, I don't normally like apricots, but when you paste it up and put it in a jam like this, doggone it, that is really tasty. Real tasty. In fact, that's the only way to have apricots as far as I'm concerned. That's good stuff. So now we have our tank tread, and that does come into play here because the crackers with the French MRE are nice and smooth and mild and all that good stuff. These aren't. But let's try some of the raspberry jam here. It's an interesting mix with that rye aftertaste, and the cracker is no longer hard like it was. Now it's gotten a little softer because the humidity around here is so great. But the rye aftertaste makes an interesting thing with the sweet. Let's try one of the rye, whatever you call these things. Just kind of think of those peanuts you used to get in packaging, the white peanuts. Kind of like that. Whatever you put on them, it's going to taste that.
I can't get over how these things, one heat tab, like,
fire in the hole, man.
oh my goodness.
Woo.
Okay, sorry, I'm
No,
kind of
that's
distracted.
impressive.
By it. It is
Well,
impressive.
We got that noise going on with it too. Don't we? Let's just jump around here. You know, I haven't tried any of these chocolate chip cookies from the French MRE. You might want to join me in these.
Yes, please.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, let's try mine here. Good crunch. And you taste the chocolate. Not right up front.
It's very light on the chocolate.
It is. In fact, it doesn't. You don't get it until it's pretty much everything's melted away. Again, like a graham cracker, and a harder graham cracker, firmer graham cracker, but that chocolate doesn't get you until after the cookies dissolved away, and you're left with the chocolate. But it's good. It's fine. It's just not real chocolate chippy. We do have some honey. Let's try some honey here, because that's kind of interesting. If I had it before, it was in a packet that was real smooth, but this is granular. In fact, oh, that's hard. That's actually, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like sugar almost. That's very interesting.
Hardened honey.
That's good honey. That'll eat. Let's try our nougat bar here. It's got all the fruits in it there. You can see these are risky from the old teeth I have. Wow. How fruit in there. I thought it was going to be real candy tasting. It's not. The nougat there's a bit of a sweetness to it, but it's really nondescript. You taste you get the chunks of fruit in there as you're chewing through it, and the candy dissolves away. You're left with the fruit, so you get a little bit of a fruity taste to it. But it's not. I'd probably trade for something. Probably trade for some apricot jam if I were out there myself. But let's go to. Stay with the French. Let's try some French chocolate. We got a cube here. Take about half of that.
Try the
There you
French
go.
chocolate.
Oh.
Oh, thick.
What you do, here's what you do. Take your chocolate chip cookie. That makes it a chocolate chip cookie. It's okay for dark chocolate, but again, dark chocolate's not my thing. It's just got a little bit of a bitter aftertaste, and that's not my thing. Now let's slip over here to Poland and try our way more percent chocolate. I don't know if you want to try any of this. But
Yes, please. Thank you.
Waiting for it to melt a little bit where I can taste it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how almost like bland chocolate it is at first or something.
Do you get a little coconut in there or something? Some kind of just tiny bit of coconut?
Tiny bit of coconut's
Yeah.
what I get.
That's interesting. Yeah, because it's almost like a lightweight Mounds bar.
Yeah, it's like very lightweight chocolate overall.
Yeah, that's interesting because that was thicker, or that was higher percentage. As far as the chocolate goes, I prefer the Polish chocolate.
Me too.
Yeah, interesting. Very, very cool. Next, we have our curry soup mix from the French side. Wow, ooh, that smells. I'm telling you what, that smells good. It looks like chicken bouillon to me. Wow. There we go. It's melting away quickly. That's kind of nice. And we will use our chocolate spoon to stir that up good.
It smells really fragrant. I can smell it strong from here.
I can smell it. It said between 5 and 10% curry. So it might be a little warm. And I don't mean temperature-wise. Look at you can see the green on the top of it there, the herbs.
Huh. That's cool. Looks good.
Boy, on a cold day, that would be, I'd be trading sweets for that all day long. That's, wow. There's I think like a chicken base to it. But it's nice and warm. The curry is there. Yeah, it's heating me up just a little bit. Yeah, that's a fun soup. You want a drink?
Sure.
Yeah, that's just be careful. It's really warm.
Yeah, on a hot day that would be good. It needs a little salt, but
That's a good idea, actually. There we go. I wonder, do you melt cheese in soups? Yeah, they have French onion soup, don't they? Try a little cheese in here. That might be fun. Okay, we got that mixed in good. Yeah, that helped a little bit, but all right, let's take a little of our cheese here, a little blue cheese, and put a blob of it in there. Is that the right way to talk about cheese, a blob? And let's see if that was a good thing. There we go. Came out less than it was. Wow. Ooh, that's really good.
tasty stuff
I'm telling you what, that was a good idea. That really brings it adds something to the soup. Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of what they're meant for, to
Yeah.
go together.
You know, if you're from France and you're watching us from there, let me know if that's something that you do, or is that a strange American thing, or what do you guys consider that? But that is, that really added to the soup. Puts a whole nother layer in it, and it's really good. And it's actually melting down in there pretty good too. It's that hot. Yeah, I like that a lot. Head over to the Polish side, cleanse the palate, and we've got our chocolate bar with some kind of fruit inside. Let's give it a try here. Well, not much fruit that you can see in there.
I thought it showed raspberries on the front.
It did. It tastes like raspberry cough medicine. Seriously.
It's not good.
I don't care for it. You should try it just to see if you have a different idea about it, but it's not, I don't think it's that good.
No, maybe if you grew up with that flavor or something.
Yeah, and a lot of, the international MREs are that. Did you grow up with it? Kind of like Vegemite or that kind of thing. I think we tried all our side dishes and everything. Cicadas are out tonight. Let's move over to our mains. All right. That is hot, but I think we'll be able to get that out of there, no problem. Oh yeah, there's the sausage. And of course, this is the sausage, French sausages with pistachios. Stuffed with pistachios.
It's like real cut sausage there.
Man, that looks good, doesn't it? Look at the can. I like how that got that little bit of burn on the bottom. That's the way to do it right there. Almost looks like applesauce coming out of there. There we go. And then your typical Polish Mexican chicken. Man, that's a lot of chicken.
Yeah, about big chunks of chicken and stuff in there.
Oh man, ooh, look at that inside there, nice and dark. I like that. I can't read it anymore. All right. Now, let's hit the French side first. Here we go.
I feel like this will be one of the biggest determining factors.
Yes. So far, I'd say right now I'm leaning on the French side a little bit, but if this main dish goes to the Polish side of things, we'll see.
If the Mexican chicken comes through for Poland.
Needs salt. Yeah, it's got potatoes in it. Let's put a little pepper as well. And now let's try that again, because it was a little bit bland, really. I'm not tasting any real pistachios in that sausage. It looks like there might be some there, right there and there, I guess. Let me just try just a sausage.
How good is it overall? Is it? You don't seem too excited.
No, the lunch item for France was way better than this. Way better. I thought with the pistachios that would make it really, really interesting. But definitely needed salt and pepper. It's good. I'd eat it, definitely. But I guess lunch spoiled me for France, right? All right, now we're on to the Mexican chicken from Poland. Get some corn. We got beans, corn, and chicken. Let's get it all in one good bite here. Wow. I like that tomato base. This has a lot more flavor to it. See, I need to have some salt and pepper though. It does need some salt for sure. It's interesting because the chicken is, because of the sauce, that chicken is really quite good. Typically I like pork a little bit better, but with that tomato sauce, that helps. That makes it.
They flavored it up real good.
Yeah, they did. It did. It really did. So try another bite here with some salt and pepper on it. Yeah, you can see the big red beans and the corn. So breakfast was pretty much a wash. Lunch definitely went French. Supper actually goes to Poland. I like this tomato-based dish better, but because of all the nougat and the crackers, and that lunch was just kapow. You've got cheese here, we'll put some cheese in there, that might help a little later. Just barely, I'm going France on this one. Poland is real close, I'd say like 48-52. Poland had that extra meat item in it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Had some good jams, but the overall, the sides and everything with the French meal and that lunch was such a kapow that things are going to settle out on the French side. French is the winner. We got some more MREs. Let's get after the next one. Here's what we've got.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, deer just ran by.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Oh, sure. There she is. Wow. All right, let's start all over.